Nandini says that her experience from the late 80s to the mid 90s, when she invested in stocks, confirms her skepticism about the future of equities. She asks why you are positive about them.
Yeah, 80s to mid 90s was not a great golden period. Also, and she's right, even after that, if you look at mid 80s to mid 90s, that was the phase when we saw the great Indian boom and the great Indian scam. We saw that in 1992, the Harshad Mehta hit our market. But at the same time, things have changed for the, things have improved quite dramatically. That was the time when there was only a physical stock exchange. Brokers always used to, market was not democratized for the stock, equity investor. People always bought high and sold low. Stock brokers were not transparent. We did not have national stock exchange. We did not have the dematerialized form of holding of stock. So it was an ancient market, and it was an opaque market, and it was an inefficient market, and it was filled with crooks. Things have changed. Not only that, but that is one part of the story. The other part of the story is that we had companies and we had promoters of those many companies who benefited by siphoning or stealing money from their own company. Things changed since mid 90s. Now a lot of promoters, they know that when their companies do well, they do very well. The stock market actually rewards them, and disproportionately, not for stealing money, but for managing their businesses well. And a lot of things have contributed to it. Look at the scale of institutionalization. Till mid 90s, we only had UTI. Now we have 40 mutual fund companies. Today, 30-35% of the nearly 30% of the stock ownership in this country is held by foreigners. That was the stage when our market was not driven by the action of any foreign investors. So our market is a completely changed place. India has become and of course, we should not forget that the liberalization of 1990, before 90s, early 90s, it was only possible for, the people who were connected with the government. Every business was at the mercy of the government. People used to get licenses to manufacture. We should not forget that that was a time which was when India was completely deprived of capacity and supplies. We had to wait for 10 years to get a telephone connection. We had to wait for 5 7 years to get a scooter, to buy a scooter. We had to wait for 5 7 years to buy a Maruti car, which was also a government controlled company. So I would say that things have changed dramatically. We are in a open, free market. We have a lot of thriving companies. Things are, a lot of globally competitive businesses too, and then there are a lot of domestically focused, domestic businesses focused on domestic consumers. And so, if our businesses do well, of course, there's room for a lot of improvement. We still have a lot of government companies who dominate a large number of sectors. Things can improve much even more. I think, but the stock universe that we have, the number of companies that we have, a good part of them have potential to reward investors substantially. The message has gone down very well. We have a thriving ecosystem which is shareholder friendly. So that's why, and my sense is that uh, ability to for equity to beat fixed income over any 5 7 years time period is possible today. That was not so. I agree with her that then it was not possible. Today one can be one should be hopeful from equity even more.